Hi, I'm Erik Linask, coming to you from Interop in Las Vegas again. I'm here with Colby DeRodeff from ArcSight. Did I say that right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Welcome, Colby.
Thank you.
So, why don't you start off? Tell me a little bit about ArcSight and what you're doing.
Okay. So, ArcSight is the leading provider of security information and event management software. And you're probably saying, what does that mean, right? So, basically what we do, think of us as the air traffic controller for all of your security data. So, an organization has deployed numerous security products over the years to prevent different problems like worms and viruses and hackers and nefarious people, right? So you have all these different products. Each one of these products generates alerts. So as a security analyst, you basically have like 19 different consoles that you have to go to if you have an incident. So what we do is we collect information from all of those different devices, bring it up into one console, give you a holistic view over your security posture for your entire enterprise.
So are you replacing those 19 other consoles, or are you just consolidating?
No, absolutely not. So we are consolidating them. What we do is we work with best-of-breed technologies, our partners, Cisco and Oracle and all of the different vendors out there. So what we do is we have what we call a connector that connects into these products, brings the information from these best-of-breed solutions into the ArcSight platform to give a security team a holistic view of their enterprise's health, if you will, as it comes to security.
What are the latest trends in terms of security that you're seeing, in terms of what people are using, what people are adopting, and what their needs are?
That's a really good question. So, just a bit of background. So I've been doing security information management for about 10 years now. And when I started, the big thing was perimeter threat, monitoring who's trying to get into your networks from outside. So over the years, we've seen a lot of changes. Along came compliance. So compliance means, well, I need a report for everything, basically. I need to know who logged in, what time did they log in, what did they do once they logged in, who did a database query, who accessed this server, right? And the auditors come along and they want to see a report of each individual line item that somebody did. So compliance came, and then the focus sort of shifted towards insiders, monitoring really the people who work at an organization because they really pose the biggest risk. It's very difficult to write a buffer overflow or one of these sophisticated attacks and launch it from overseas. You picture the hacker in China and, the bad guy with green hair. And, that's really what people were concerned about 10 years ago. But now it's the people that have access to systems and databases. Just recently, Johns Hopkins Hospital, 10,000 patient records were stolen out of a database by an internal employee. So it's more important now than ever, especially in these financial times, the recession, etc., to monitor the people who work at the organization and have access to systems. You're not going to find a antivirus signature or an intrusion detection signature that's going to detect an internal threat. What you have to do is monitor people, monitor their behavior, their actions. Did somebody start coming into work late all of a sudden, right? Things like that are trends that you can pick up on.
What kind of reception does that have, or perception does that have in the workforce?
That depends on who you're talking to, right? So you go to an organization and you talk to them about insider threat. The first thing that everybody says is, we don't have insider threat. All of our employees are great, respectable people. Well, so are all the people that have committed internal crimes and fraud. At one point, they probably were great employees, but they didn't get their bonus, or they know they're going to get laid off. And these types of things lead to people doing things that they probably shouldn't be doing.
Is there any concern of sort of a Big Brother complex?
Absolutely, and especially when you go overseas, especially in Europe with the European privacy laws,
right.
And there's a lot of, it is kind of Big Brother-ish. I mean, we do collect event data from phone systems, from email systems. So basically, I can run a report and find everybody you sent an email to, which is actually pretty interesting because you can see, did I send email to competitors? Did I send email out to public, like yahoo.com? So it is sort of Big Brother-ish, but at the end of the day, that's what you need to do to be secure.
So if you've got this kind of data available to you, now how do you go about using it? Certainly the kind of scenario that you just explained to me isn't what some security manager is going to spend his time doing.
Right, absolutely not. So what the goal is to automate everything, which is what the system allows you to do. Basically, we automate security. So you can write correlation rules that will detect certain things. Like, say, for example, I want to know every time you send an email to a certain web domain. So I can have a rule that it will alert me when that happens. I can also have a notification be sent to my BlackBerry. I can have a ticket opened within the case management system. Basically built-in workflow throughout the product to enable security teams to really automate their daily tasks.
What do you see in the coming 6 to 12, maybe 18 months in terms of needs for
fraud.
security?
It's all about fraud.
It's all about fraud.
Online fraud, credit card fraud. This is what I've been working with most of my customers with lately. Probably the largest banks in the world are very concerned with online fraud. Fraud is becoming much more prevalent. Detecting fraud is very difficult. So people are actually starting to, or companies are actually starting to take the power of our correlation engine and sort of shift what they're using it for. So they may keep their security instance that's monitoring all the traditional firewalls and antivirus and intrusion detection systems, but then they install another system and they start bringing in data from their online transactions or from their credit cards to really analyze what users are doing within online portals. Like if you logged into your bank account, who are you transferring money to? What time of day are you logging in? How much money are you transferring? So very interesting use cases around fraud. That's actually what I was speaking on today.
Oh, excellent. How'd that go?
Went very well.
Good.
Very well.
Glad to hear it. We've been talking with Colby DeRodeff from ArcSight here at Interop in Las Vegas. Colby, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.